Linda here from Linda's Geekery, and today I'm going to do an August favorites. So I've chosen 3 things that I'm going to share with you today that I have really enjoyed during August month, or the month of August. So let's get started with the first item. And the first item that I have is actually a planner. I tried using a Filipe for 1.5 years and it didn't really quite work for me. I know there is a lot of different like super awesome people doing super awesome things with their Filipes, but unfortunately it was a bit too small for me to write in, and I don't know, I didn't really get a feel for it. I actually have had this before. It's a site on the internet where you can like design your own personal planners, and so I decided to give it a go because I know I enjoy this and I just felt like, oh, I need something I really enjoy. On the front page I chose this goat because I love goats, and this picture really makes me smile every time I watch it. I mean, it just looks so funny. So yeah, and it has my name and the dates. So it's 2014 to 2015, and the great thing is that you can actually choose when this should started, so you can order it any time of the year. Then you have a little plastic pocket, and then you have an inner page which should state your name and address, but I thought it was boring and I know my address and number, so I didn't really disappoint. So I have smile and wave, boys, smile and wave, and also remember, if you see something, say nothing and drink to forget. So if you know the references, put it in the comments below. And then the inside, it's every week on a page, and then I have the times and I can write things beneath it, and I have actually had personal birthdays in it, so I can see when my friends and family have their birthdays, so I don't forget. And I also have the weeks to do, the week's training, and a little note thingy where I can write notes. And you can actually choose these things for you, what you want and where you have it. In the end, I have some coloring, which I think is fun. You can also choose what you have. I also have notes. I also have note pages. And you can choose between various things to have in these last pages, but I chose to have coloring blocks and notepads, note pages, because I thought it would be great and fun, and that's what I need. And in the end, it ends with this gorgeous Alice in Wonderland theme or picture that I think is really, really gorgeous. So yeah, that's my planner, and I have really enjoyed it, and I get happy every time I think about it. So, and you can order this in Sweden, Norway, England, USA and Australia. Maybe you can get it delivered in other places too, I don't know, but those are the pages they have. I will put a link in the description. And yeah, I really enjoyed this, and you get to choose the little string and the little, you know, this thing, the, I don't know what it's called, the divider. And yeah, this is this week. And that brings me to my next item, which is actually pens. Lots and lots of pens. And these are not any types of pen. This is my favorite pens. I love them. And I'm obsessed with these pens, as you can see, because this is all from the same brand. And the brand is called Friction from Pilot. And it's actually erasable ink. So it's just like, from the beginning they had these who are very broad, and it's ink where you can erase. And then they have this smaller with a thinner edge pen. But the thing is that these doesn't last very long. These are very frail, and they don't last any time at all, and they're pretty expensive, so I don't recommend these. Like, this runs out in no time, so beware of these. But these are really good. But then I noticed last time that they have got these like are real ink pens, and I mean it's amazing. And you can erase this as well, and they are like awesome. I mean, because I hate it when I write in my planner and I want to write with ink because I think it looks better, but then my plan changes and it's still in my planner and I'm like, I'm going insane. So these are like perfect because these I can write it down in with ink like I love, but I can erase it. But then the most magic thing ever happened, and it's this. It's a marker pen which you can erase. I mean, it's a marker pen, like you can erase, and it erases really, really well. I mean, for all these pens, you can often see a little smudge, but I mean, it's not much. It's not much at all. But with this more, I mean, yeah, I'm just mind blown by this pen because it's amazing. It's freaking awesome. So yeah, I really recommend these pens, especially this clickety one. Yeah, it's actually called Friction Ball Clicker. So yeah, I think it's amazing. And also these friction ball pens, and these are 0.7 I think, and then you have the 0.5, and the 0.5 they ran out in no time, so I'm not too happy about those, but you can always buy the other ones because they're awesome and amazing and I love them. And as you see, I have like a ton of them, and they have like all these colors which I love. They have blue and red and green, and they have 2 types of blue and 2 types of green and pink and lilac, and yeah, it's amazing. So yeah, I really, really love them, and I'm obsessed with these pens. So yeah, you should try them out. For my next item, it's something otherwise I have obsessed about, and I will just put it on. So yeah, this is my ebook reader. I have a Kobo, and when I ordered this, I just want to show you. For some reason, I really, really wanted a blue one. So I like waited a month extra because it wasn't in stock to get the blue one. And then what did I do? I ordered this cute little cover, and then I put this in the cover, and now you never see the blue backside, so that was just stupid. But anyway, this is what I have obsessed about all August. It's the book Fool's Assassin from Robin Hobb. And if you're not a book lover, and if you get bored with people ranting about books, you should turn off now, because now I'm going to rant a bit about this book, or about this author, because I've been obsessed with this author since I was like 12. I've been waiting for this book before it even was written. It all started a long time ago, when I was just a lassie. Yeah, it all started, I think, when I was 12, or maybe younger, I don't know, but at that time, and still is, I loved Terry Pratchett, and at this point of time I had read all my Terry Pratchett books, and all in the library, so I was taken to the sci-fi bookshop in Stockholm with my mother, and we were going to buy another book for me, but I had already read all the books by Terry Pratchett in the bookstore. So she asked the shopkeeper, do you have any, this is my daughter and she loves Terry Pratchett, do you have anything to recommend? He brought me Assassin's Apprentice by Robin Hobb, and I looked at this book and I was like, I don't want this book. But I mean, my mother was buying it, so I couldn't be ungrateful, so I was like, okay, thank you for the book. And I got home and I was like, oh, I don't really want to read this book. But then I thought, okay, I give it 1 chapter, and then I can toss it away, because then at least I can say I tried this. So I read a chapter, and another one, and another one, and another one. And then I bought the next book, and I read all through that one. And then bought this third book and I read all through that because I love these books. I mean, I got obsessed with these books. I slept with these books, I dreamt about these books, I wrote poems about these books. I mean, I was crazy about these books. And then they ended and Robin Hobb said, I won't write about these characters anymore unless I get a story that really compels me. So I was like, oh, I'm sad, but hey, okay, I don't want to read another story unless you really want to write about these characters. So I fully understood it, but I was a bit sad. And then they got another trilogy in the same world, but with not these characters. And I loved them. I read them through them, and I was like, okay, this ain't as great as the Fitz trilogy, but you know, I can manage, it's okay, it's the same world and it's like awesome, so yeah, sure, I buy it. And I love them, and I read them several times, and then, oh my god, I get teary just think about it. Then she was going to write about Fitz and Fools again, and I was like, oh my god, this is amazing, I mean, like, this is crazy. So yeah, she wrote another trilogy, and was like, and I read them, and I wept, and I laughed, and I wept again, and I was like, yeah, this is amazing, I love this. Sorry, I get all teary. And then and then she said, I won't write about these characters anymore. And I was like, yeah, sure, we got our happy ending, and it's really sad, but you know, I just want to know more. But I understand that you don't want to write about it anymore because you don't want to write just to write. So I was like content with there wasn't going to be another Fitz and Fools story. And then in, I think, January, February this year, it was announced that this was going to be another Fitz and Fools, and I said, okay, sorry, I get a little bit carried away. But yeah, I was like so psyched, and I was like, oh my god, it will be another book about Fitz and Fool. And I mean, I have lived with these characters for, I don't know, 15 years, and I don't know, I'm so psyched. I mean, I don't know how to describe the relationship I have to these characters, because I think it's a bit unhealthy. But anyway, so I read this book in, like, I think it came out in August 12th, and I had finished it by August 15th. So, because I am a fast reader, but you know, oh my god, I was possessed with this book, and I'm still is. And you know, it was an amazing book, and I know some on the internet has said that this was kind of boring and it didn't happen much in this movie. They were just carrying on with their book, and they were just carrying on with their life. But I'm like, I don't care. I get to be a part of Fitz's everyday life. I can deal with that. I can live with that. Hell, I love it. I love to be a part of Fitz's everyday life. Just because he's been through so much, and he had lived through hell, and I'm like, yeah, I'm happy for him. I'm happy to see him happy. And you know, of course, everything goes to hell anyway, but for that part of the book, I was like, yeah, I'm content. I could like read books on just Fitz living his happy everyday life, because I don't know, it's like just like amazing. I have missed this character so much, and I give him that. I give him that happiness. Which, this ranting probably sounds insane to someone who hasn't read these books and lived them like I have. But I mean, oh my god, yeah, I'm obsessed with this book, and I love it. And they still haven't released the date for the next book, so I'm still on pins and needles. But you know, hopefully it will be here soon, but I'm guessing realistically like next year. But you know, until then I can reread all the other books again for like a 5th or 6th times, or maybe more, because you know, I just love reading about Fitz, and I think if I read through the stories again, I probably find new things that I love about this character in these books. So if you haven't read anything from Robin Hobb or the Fitz, the Farsi trilogy, I suggest you do, because it's like the most amazing books ever. So And if you do, you should start with the Fore trilogy, go on to the Living Ships trilogy, and then the Traveling trilogy, and then the Fits and Foods trilogy, which is this is the first book of. Because even though in the Living Ships these characters aren't in it per se, it still contains a lot of things that has to do with both books. It's like an intermission between those the Fits and Foods trilogies, the Fore and Traveling Man, and if you don't read it, you miss a lot of things. I'm just saying. So, and you should read it in that order to fully comprehend and understand it. So yeah, that's my third and obsession this month. And you know, I really love this book. I can't even explain it to you how much this means to me. So that's my August favorites, and this had really been my August favorites, like my favorite things through August. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you subscribe, and I hope you like it. I hope you watch my other videos and like and subscribe to them too, if that makes sense. I have written and posted more pictures of my planner on my blog, boompi.se. It's a link in the description. It's also a link to my Twitter account where you can follow me on Twitter.